Nah. But here's the thing with undrafted free agents. So for those of you who don't know, the draft is 7 rounds. There's only about 250 players that get drafted. The rest of the crop of like 500 eligible college players that enter the draft
get priority free agent contracts, or they get nothing.
Their teams pick them up. They get a tryout. They possibly get a contract. They go through mini camp, which just happened. Then they go through training camp, which is in August. The roster's cut from 96? No, I think it's 100 to 96 to like 73 to like 56. Something like that. I don't know. It's probably wrong. But basically, there's a bunch of cuts that happen, and these dudes who get drafted already have a hard enough chance to make the roster because essentially these NFL teams are already 70 players deep. They add another 7. Then they sign another 10, 15 free agents. And all those 20 rookies are fighting for maybe 5, 10 spots on a 53-man roster, which is already filled out from free agency and
past contracts.
Practice
squad.
Pretty much, especially here, anytime we can give someone a little plug and shout them out, we try to do that, even though half of these players may not make it to the league. They're always good stories to watch and keep an eye on, especially if you're going to really follow your team or catch them on whatever reality show is streaming them these days.
Speaking of good players, you actually, I think you interviewed this guy and you covered him at Shrine Game, or it was one of those games. Marquez Carter out of Grambling.
Yep.
Went to the Redskins.
HBCU.
Yep. Hey, there you go, Pete. Pete's on one. Pete's all right.
KB put me through sensitivity training.
I had to, because if you got one more HBCU wrong, somebody was going to kill you. Kappa, somebody. Like, someone's going to come get you. And then I got to do the show by myself, and it's like, man. Yikes. I'm just going to slander you the whole time. But anyway, the Minnesota Vikings actually got 3 good prospects. Jeff Bedett out of Oklahoma. He, since he was one of Baker Mayfield's favorite deep threat targets, ran a 4.27 at his pro day. Has a lot of return ability. Might even steal some reps from Marcus Sherrills, their cornerback for the Vikings, who's the all-time leading punt returner. He's the all-time leading scorer of punt return touchdowns in team history. I think he has like 5. And then you also have Corin Robertson out of Southern Mississippi. A lot of people thought he was
not that Corin Robinson, not the I can't catch a cold Corin Robinson.
Went to North Carolina State and was terrible.
Not the I'm a 76 on Madden with a 93 speed.
He had 81 on the PS2 though. He was 81 overall. He was really good on PS2. Him and Robert Ferguson had really good rating. Ferguson was 78, but still. And then Holton Hill surprisingly didn't get drafted.
Okay. Serious question. Would you rather have 2000s Seattle receivers, 2000s Eagles receivers,
oh my God,
or 2000s late 90s to early 2000s Chiefs receivers?
Oh, dear God. Late 90s? I mean, I might get a couple good. I mean, damn. Because I know the Chiefs actually had good receivers at one point. They had a cat out of USC who was pretty good. I can't remember his name. A USC wide receiver. I can't remember who was actually good. Shocking. Damn it. So you said Eagles, Chiefs,
Seahawks. Late 90s, early 2000s.
I guess I'll go see. Does it matter who I have at running back? Because I feel like in quarterback, because it matters.
No.
So I can have any quarterback and just pick the receiving core. All right. Let's see. Do I want a James Thrash, Todd Pinkston, and Freddie Mitchell? No, the Eagles are out. Eagles are definitely out. They're always out, only because of Freddie Mitchell. And then you said...
So Seahawks, what? Like
Seahawks,
Corin Robinson,
Seahawks, Daryl Jackson, Bobby
Ingram.
You know what? I'm going to take the Seahawks. Bobby Ingram was actually good.
And then what?
Then they got
the other one was Kennison.
Eddie Kennison, Sammy Parker.
D'Angelo Hall.
Dante Hall,
yeah. Sadly, the Seahawks are probably leaving that.
And when we say receivers, we don't mean tight ends either. So you can't say, oh, I got Tony Gonzalez. No, it doesn't count.
Man, I hated that stupid ass seam route and a post route with Tony Gonzalez.
Bro, I hated his face mask.
Cheating, especially in that Madden when the Sam linebacker had no AI.
No one could cover the tight end.
Literally never lifted his arms up. Like, bruh, put your damn arms up, jump.
No one could cover the tight end fade. Once they put that in the playbook, and once you had like the alternate routes where you could do like a huge wheel route,
especially when Trent Green had that offense. I'm speaking from experience because my cousin was a Chiefs fan, I was a Raiders fan, and he used to school me with Tony Gonzalez
skunk you all day
and just throw bubble screens at Dante Hall before I even knew how to throw bubble screens.
The basic wide receiver screen where like one guy runs a real route, another one runs a streak. But low-key, when I would audible to that the tight end wheel route, I was unstoppable. It was over. It was the out and
try to stop Priest.
You can't stop the out
Try
and
to stop Priest Holmes from getting 5 yards in Madden in the early 2000s.
Even when you could just juke and you couldn't hit stick, it was done.
Yeah,
especially if they were fast. All you had to do was get to the edge in Madden. It was worse than college in some aspects. But speaking of fast, defensive lineman Hercules Mataafa, Washington State D tackle, signed on with the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to do something good with him. I'm excited about that.
I mean, they have. That's actually a perfect scenario for him because he can actually develop.
Yep. And then you also have the...
But, let's be real. If you're the offensive lineman who loses to him in one-on-one pass rush, how pissed are you going to be?
I mean, he runs a 4.76, so, I mean, he's good.
Yeah, but if you're the star... he's that cat that,
he's slippery.
Someone, coach will get really mad and be like, get out of here, Everson Griffin, and he'll put his hand up. And you're like, okay, kid, show me something on some real Rudy-ish. And then he comes in there.
Dog. He led the Pac-12 in sacks.
And then he comes in there and just shits on the left tackle.
Well, their left tackle isn't very good.
Left tackle throws the bag. Shit just pops off. Then you got a whole physical practice all for no reason.
His name is Hercules Mataafa. He's not soft. He's just
No, I know
light.
He's not soft. He's just light.
And he ran
small.
4.76. He's 6'2", 250.
Nah.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 260.
I saw him listed at 6.5 on one site.
Nah, he's not 6.5. He's 6'1", 6'2".
With cleats on.
That's disrespectful.
All right, man. So let's move.
One more guy, Jonah Trineman out of BYU, ran a 4.2 at BYU's pro day. BYU doesn't really utilize black receivers like they should. I don't know if that's a problem. We should talk about that.
Can he say that? Legal?
But I did. Legal? Okay, we good. Yeah, Legal loves me. It's you they have a problem with. They're going to talk to you after the show, by the way.
I did drop a lot of F-bombs today. Sorry, news.
Shout out to USC wide receiver Stephen Mitchell, and he's a Kappa, I think, yeah. He actually got his degree, got his master's degree. And he got picked up by the LA Rams.
Perfect fit for him. He might actually make the roster there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be easy because Farrell Cooper and Michael Thomas aren't horrible, but if he can live up to that potential and that Sarah pedigree, who knows?
Yeah. He didn't go to Sarah.
Oh, I thought he did.
Nah, Stephen Mitchell didn't go to Sarah.
I guess I just assume all USC receivers went
to
Sarah.
You really did.
I really did. My bad.
Really
Sorry, Stephen Mitchell. Sorry, Sarah. All right, man. So let's move on.
Last one.
Bro, you said the last one 4 times ago.
Because the Seattle Seahawks always have good ones.
Because you're not prepared. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Full list. Be quiet. Your favorite player, Poona Ford, out of Texas.
That's really not even my favorite player. I didn't even know who he was until 2 weeks ago.
You cape for Texas players.
I didn't even know who he was 2 weeks ago.
Players,
I did not know who he was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, sure.
You brought him.
Now he's just somebody that you used to know. I got you.
No, you brought him up when we were at the house.
That you used to know.
You brought him up last season. You brought him up during the season.
It's cool, Kimbra. I got you.
You brought him up during the season, and I was like, "Who's this dude?"
Either way,
and then you brought him up again a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "All right, let me figure out who this dude is."
Either way, Texas D tackle. He went to the Seattle Seahawks. That should be interesting.
Another 5'10" player. Pretty much all these undrafted players KB's naming are all undersized.
That's really foul and disrespectful, bro.
All right, man. It's time for Take Your Tangent.
Let's go.
This is our weekly game we play. Basically, I read off a storyline. You can give me a take, meaning you have a stance on it, you have an argument against it or for it, something you want to say about it. And tangent means you're going to take the unorthodox route. You're going to give me a story. You're going to give me something that reminds you about it and somehow find a way to tie it all back together. So, KB, what's his name? Ingram for the Saints. I
Mark Ingram.
I didn't. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so Mark Ingram got suspended for PEDs, caught 4 games. His appeal was denied. You got to take her a tangent on that?
Ever since they showed that picture of him standing next to Derrick Henry in the national title game a couple years ago, and Derrick Henry looked like freaking Megatron. He looked like big. He's like 6'3", 247, and he like made Mark Ingram look like a child. Made him look like a high school prep running back. Honestly, I mean, he had to do something. Ironically, he's the Saints' all-time leading rusher, which is weird, and I don't know how that happened. But shout out to Mark
Deuce
Ingram.
McAllister was hurt a lot.
That is true, and he really had no other backup. I can't even name a running back behind Deuce McAllister.
And has Haslett got a job since then?
Yeah, he was a defensive coordinator for the Rams at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. But I mean, hey, for running backs, trying not to get hurt and all that other stuff, it was probably something that's legal, but I don't know.
Wait, hold up, real quick though. I don't want to breeze over Deuce McAllister because Deuce McAllister was nice.
He was great.
He never gets respect for that
and
early
he had
2000s.
Too.
For that early 2000s running back era, like my golden age of the running back. Like he's the most slept on, overlooked one. Like,
is he the Wale of NFL running backs?
Yes, that was actually a great comparison.
And Wale been putting out dope stuff lately.
Bars.
I know, right? That's why I said it.
All right, my bad. You were giving a take on here.
Yeah. Speaking of like running backs being hurt, well wishes to Carolina Panthers running back Fozzie Whitaker. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, Fozzie Whitaker. Tore his ACL in a non-contact drill, and ironically, the Panthers had just signed running back C.J. Anderson, former Denver Bronco. So yeah, it's hard out here for a running back. So Alvin Kamara is definitely gonna put on a show without him.
I'm just going to put it to you this way. Melvin Ingram, and I think you were trying to get into this before I...
Melvin Gordon?
No, Melvin Ingram.
Okay, cool.
Before I interrupted you was Melvin Ingram had to do something, right? Because they brought in AP last year. They drafted Alvin Kamara. They already had... No, they don't have Sproles anymore. My bad. I went back in time.
Melvin Ingram is a defensive end. Melvin Gordon is a running back.
Mark Ingram. My bad.
Wow.
It's because we said Melvin. We were talking about Melvin Ingram. We were talking about Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram. Like,
there's so many Marks, Melvins, and Ingrams.
Anyways, Mark Ingram had to do something. It was pretty much. I think he was off a contract here.
He signed.
He just signed before last year.
Yeah.
So he had to do something.
They hosed him by not giving him.
And I'm sure it was a matter of recovery. Because it usually is. It's usually not something that you do like in the middle of the season, but it's something you do to get over the injury and to speed up your rehab a little bit. So whatever, I don't know exactly what substance he got popped with, but whatever it was probably some drink he was taking to help him rehab a little bit faster.
Or a THC smoothie. You never know.
Yeah. All right. So next one. Brandon Marshall is set to visit the Seattle Seahawks tomorrow, Friday, I believe. Do you have a take or a tangent on that?
He's the perfect fit for that offense.
No speed?
Minus the crazy. Big, tall possession receiver who's really
crazy, no speed. So he's basically Jermaine Kearse, which they traded away last year for a second round pick.
Jermaine Kearse.
No, I know. He's always been better than Jermaine Kearse.
And faster.
And better.
And better. Yeah, we know Kanye. We covered that already. He's stronger, too.
But isn't the ironic thing that, like, the Jets, and here's my tangent on it. So the Jets cut Brandon Marshall last year.
I see where you're
going.
Then
they traded for Jermaine Kearse. And then the Seahawks signed Brandon Marshall a year later.
After the Giants cut him.
Yeah, everything comes full circle.
Either Dez or Brandon Marshall. Oh, Brandon Marshall. That'd be interesting.
I feel like either of them could land in Carolina too. I feel like.
Nah, I think San Francisco's a better fit.
Nah.
They'll be the best receiver on that
San
team.
Francisco like small, fast receivers now.
Yeah, but they like possession guys too, and they need a guy like Des Bryant to push the receiving room. So, I would say
Nah, Garcon got a chip